Well, thank you very much indeed, Mr. Speaker, and what a delight it is to see this fantastic assembled youth parliament here today. My name is Jesse Norman. I rejoice, if that's the right word, in the title of Shadow Leader of the House. The acronym is SLOTH. I have to say it doesn't feel very slothful when I'm running around doing the Speaker's bidding and the service of the House most of the time, but that's part of the joy of my job. And I don't want to give you a political speech of any kind. I just want to talk about three things that might be of interest to you as youth parliamentarians. So the first, the acronym I want you to take away is House of Commons, HOC. And the first one I want to start with is H, for history. When you come into this building, you are entering a building that has been deliberately modelled after the Gothic period in our history. Of course, it's only 150, only a little more than 150 years old. It's a bit of a con, it's the truth of the matter, but it's designed to carry a majesty and an authority and a historical weight to it that reflects the quality and the importance of this institution of Parliament. And Parliament itself, let me remind you, is an institution that goes back to the 13th century, and we can date it in various ways, but de Montfort's Parliament, the attempt to bring in people and have them, largely for reasons of raising tax, consent and agree to the process of politics as a way of securing public consent. Absolutely essential component. And even indeed the elements that make up good government go well beyond that. I mean, we can date back to Anglo-Saxon times, the idea when a reigning monarch should receive counsel and advice from people around him or her. That's a really, and it was, of course, her later on, very much so and very emphatically so. So that process of historical development is something that I hope that as youth parliamentarians you will take away from today and think about and meditate on and learn about as you go about your own lives. That's the H in HOC. The O is oratory. This is a fantastic moment for you, ladies and gentlemen, to practice your oratorical skills in front of no less a figure than our magnificent Speaker, Lindsay Hoyle. And if any of you do become Speaker, you'll be following a glorious reign that our current incumbent has had. And of course, you'll have to be waiting quite a long time before he'll consent to give up the post because he's enjoying it and giving so much to it. But I hope you will, as youth parliamentarians, think about what you can learn about how you present. And there are many of my colleagues, dare I say, in Parliament who don't do that. I don't mean ministers from the dispatch box who often have to read what they say. I mean people from the back benches who are often read. You see them in PMQs reading their little questions? Absolutely not. What we want is people who can speak extempore from the dispatch box or from the back benches and enliven and engage each other in debates. And I know you're going to do that today, and I congratulate you for it and thank you for it. And the final point is C. C for careers. Now, many of you, as the Speaker said, maybe future cabinet ministers or members of Parliament or even, dare I say, possibly prime ministers. I hope you won't be those things until you've done something outside politics. Because what you bring to politics is what really distinguishes an effective parliamentarian. So go out, when you finish your studies, go out, learn, fail, run teams, make money, lose money, give yourself in volunteer work, do whatever is necessary to have a really rich and fulfilling and rewarding life. And then when you do that, you will have something incredibly special and powerful to bring back to your constituents. So when you make your careers, make them in politics, but make them having had careers elsewhere. Politics bringing an extra piece of public service to what you've already achieved. That's HOC, House of Commons. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for having me. Let me say one thing. It's famously been said that politics is show business for ugly people. When I look at the energy and the joy and the drive and the vigour around this chamber today, I don't see any ugly people, but I do see some potentially very formidable politicians. Thank you very much indeed.